there, good afternoon. It's Brendan with Remax Kelowna here. And most first-time buyers are pretty internet savvy. They've a lot of times done quite a bit of research and are probably aware of this, but I thought I would discuss it anyways just to be sure. I want to talk today about property transfer tax. In the province of BC, anytime anybody purchases an interest in land, aka a house, property transfer tax is triggered, and that's a tax that the provincial government charges. It's 1% on the first $200,000 and 2% on the balance of the purchase price. So on a $400,000 home, that's $6,000 in property transfer tax. It's kind of steep. It's cash that you have to bring to the lawyer's office. You don't get to finance it in your mortgage, so keep that in mind. But if you're a first-time buyer, there is an exemption out there. You don't have to pay it the first time you buy a home, providing that you have never owned an interest in land anywhere in the world. You need to be a Canadian citizen or permanent resident. You need to have lived in BC for the last year or have paid income tax in the province of BC for 2 out of the last 6 years. So residents from Alberta just moving into BC, for example, they don't get the exemption. So keep that in mind if you're coming from another province. You have to have been here for at least a year. The property also has to qualify. It needs to be under $425,000 in value. There's also a couple other criteria. For example, the size of the land has to be under 2 hectares, which these types of things usually aren't an issue with first-time buyers, because they're usually purchasing smaller homes or apartments or those types of things. A couple other things to keep in mind. Some of the homes that are on native land are not subject to property transfer tax because you technically don't own the land, but some of them are. So talk that over with your realtor and find out, because nobody wants to be surprised with a $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $8,000 bill at the lawyer's office. So do your homework, don't make any assumptions, and get the facts. But great thing for first-time buyers, you don't have to pay property transfer tax. Other thing to keep in mind, sometimes a parent is going on title and essentially co-signing the mortgage. A couple things that can be done there. If you register the home 50-50, you have to pay 50% of the property transfer tax, which still can be a pretty huge sum of money. But another option is to register the property 99% in the first-time buyer's name and 1% in the parent's name, and then you only have to pay 1% of the tax, which is, $30-40 bucks. It's not that big a deal. So there are options out there, but talk to your realtor about it. And if you have any other questions about property transfer tax, just shoot me an email, brendanstoneman@remax.net. Love to hear from you, and I will talk to you again soon. Take care.